guys. The things I do when I'm bored. Anyway, I just thought I'd start a blog, if you will. And what I'm going to do is I am actually going to show what I love doing as a side business and also as a hobby. And one of the things I love doing is catching fish on lures that I've built. So without further ado, here is my setup. So up here we've got spinner blades, French spinner blades. Above them we've got what we call inline spinner blades, very similar to Panther Martins. And above here we've got just hooks, good old Mustang treble hooks. I am getting VMC and Gamakatsu and selling them separate. But anyway, so this is my setup. Got this. I will get into these items. They're very important, at least to me anyway. It's my way of creating some things. Down here I've got spinner bodies. In that storage area I've got clevises and split rings and swivels. And to give you an idea what I do is I get these spinner blades and spinner bodies, and what I do is attach them to a wire shaft. I order them with the loop pre-made. It just eliminates one step for me, and I'm willing to pay for that. And I add a few beads and then a hook, and we have a spinner. And this spinner is wonderful, especially in the state of Utah, because there is an abundance of trout here, and one of the trout's favorite things to eat, that's artificial anyway, is something that looks like a minnow. And a spinner does exactly that. It imitates, I should say, a minnow. Let me get the finished product here. So here is the finished product. We've got some lure tape. I've added a bead, this clevis, and a red hook. And what happens is obviously this spinner spins underwater, and it can be used for trolling, fishing small streams. I would recommend small sizes of this. So on and so forth. So the reason why I do this is so that I can create these babies and catch lots of fish. I will tell you that I am a fly fisherman, and I do love tying flies and, doing the whole bit. So here's my vise. Here's all the flies that I do, all the materials and whatnot. And while that is great and a great thing for fish, I honestly think in Utah it's pretty common to see a lot of fly fishermen out on the streams.
I think spinner fishing intrigues me just as much as fly fishing, and is more accessible to AfterWork fishermen.
And I didn't think that was something that I wanted to get into, because there are plenty of videos on how to tie flies, on how to fish with fly gear. I wanted to concentrate on what's called the AfterWork fisherman. And I am an AfterWork fisherman. I do have to work for a living. I do sell lures on the side, and
here's my business website and logo.
And so what I wanted to do is get into what I do as a hobby, and I love doing this. Here's my junk pile. We've got perfectly working lures. I just, for some reason or another, didn't like it, didn't like the way that the loop was turned, didn't like however that was working. But for this one, this is something that I would sell. So, people would ask, so Fred, how do you make a spinner? I just showed you the components, and you can buy them from various companies. I will tell you that Bartley's has a great selection. Jan's Netcraft is probably the oldest out there. Lurecraft is out there, and Lure Making. I'm going to take Bartley's for a second, and I'm going to flip to, and you know, this is all kinds of different things that you can order online, order from the catalog, and get these things shipped directly to you. And these are just the parts.
I can get a lot of parts at a decent price.
And, you know, be able to make exactly what I want and not what some spinner manufacturer wants me to have. Granted, those guys make incredible spinners, and those spinners actually been around probably forever and are probably doing very well as they are. But for me, I wanted to take the fly tying aspect into the lure building aspect. There are a lot of folks who build crankbaits, and there are also plenty of videos regarding crankbaits. But for me, I didn't see a whole lot. I saw these guys are big time guides that are on the Great Lakes and so on and so forth. So they make a living doing just this. Only instead of coming from these distributors, they'll go directly to the manufacturer and grab stuff. I personally like going to the manufacturer because I get a better price and they ship directly to me, and it doesn't have product switching hands. So these blades that you see here are directly from a manufacturer, and all they do is make blades all day. This here is wire directly from a manufacturer, and all they do is make these for all day long. You can get longer ones. The advantage to this is now you can make 3 spinners out of one wire shaft. You're going to have me, I'm going to mention a particular manufacturer because they are who supply all of what I use. I like the quality of their products. And
a word about manufacturing. If you're going to go to a manufacturer, look to buy thousands of items. Otherwise, if you're doing just a couple hundred, go to your distributors like Barlow's. They'll be able to get you exactly what you want if you're just building these for your buddies.
I like what they do. You can get them at, I think, Sportsman's Warehouse. You can get pieces and parts at Sportsman's Warehouse pretty cheaply and start making your own. But Worth Manufacturing, and they send me the items that I need to make my own fishing lures, and I love what they do. I love what they have, and you can make something as beautiful as that and be able to fish and catch a lot of fish. I can't wait for the summer. It is now February because I will be up in the Uinta Mountains catching fish after fish after fish using lures that I customize. And, you know, say I'm on the water and they're not biting a particular thing. Now, what I can do is either have a selection of lures, or I can take tape. And all this is just tape that you can unroll, peel off a piece of tape, put the tape on the blade and maybe on the body. And what happens is, voila, you can match the hatch, so to speak, on a spinner. I don't think I have ever done that before, but doing this allows me to do this. I have a collection of beads. These beads are for various purposes. These are solid brass beads. This one's nickel plated brass. You know, the smaller ones, You do need the smaller ones to help your lure function, if you will. Those small beads up here help this clevis stay out of the way of everything else and also function and spin. Acts as sort of a ball bearing. Plenty of beads. Trout love the orange, purple, and you know, if you go out there and look at Hobby Lobby, if you go out there and look at a lot of these craft stores, they'll have plenty of beads for you to use on your lures. Having said that, my name's Fred, and I am an after-work fisherman, and this is what I do.